All right, guys. So I'm 10 minutes late. I just want to let you know I got here 15 minutes early, which means I've been sitting here for 25 minutes doing jack shit. Just watching everybody roll into the room here. So we've got about 38 now. This is cool. I'm sure we'll get a few more stragglers coming in. Like anybody that goes to church, people normally show up around the gospel and then they leave right after communion. So I expect the same thing will happen within my call here today, at least from a bad Catholic's perspective. Okay, so let's get rocking here. Let's talk about the tool. John Gallagher was first asking here in the chat, Simon on the chameleon mode. Yes, Simon actually sent me a code. This is really terrible. This is how bad of a marketer I actually am. I'm pretty bad at what I do here. So let me find the code here. He sent me this a couple of days ago. And okay, the code is 15 life. Just an FYI, I never actually contacted any of y'all about this. So for Chameleon, drop that code in on the page. And if you want to credit me, whether you want to or not, oh shit, that's not it. See, I told you I'm a bad marketer here. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find this code. So try this. If you want to make me feel warm and fuzzy inside, you can go there, use the code 15life. If you just want to go there and use the code, or if you don't want to go there and use the code, or you want to go straight to the URL, whatever floats your boat. But there it is, 15life, and that's the best deal I could get out of him, because he was like, you know, if we offer the 20 life, then everybody that signed up first is going to be pissed. So instead of 20 off, it's 15 off. So the people that got in on the first day do truly get it for $5 less than you, but 15 off is still pretty damn good. So
that link you sent is to promote as an affiliate, so he sent that for you to
you're right. You're right. See, I told you, bad marketer. See what I mean? Unbelievable. Let me see if I can find this here. Okay, here we go. A little bit better of a marketer there. There we go. See. Wow. Well, you know what? I love the little lessons in humility I continue to have. If the face is getting any red here, there's a good reason for it. Ari caramba. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay, programmer said they are working on the screenshot issue and a few other little wonderful things that are popping up, of course. Oh, yeah. What a fun day. It's been definitely constant work over here on trying to make sure that all the wheels on the bus are rolling. Okay, let's see here. Brian, on the website, there's no place to leave a website to go to on the first command. Brian, we'll go over that. And let's go ahead and just get cracking on this. Podcast, will there be a way to link to links in the podcast? Yeah, there definitely will be. I think there's another way of doing this, Brian. Let's see if we can do it. All right, so let me go share my screen here. Yeah, so okay. All right, so right now campaigns, let's see here, I got 14 views coming in on this video right here. Cortez Law Firm. One thing I did notice is okay, screenshots are here. There is no way to see what the video is. There should have been a link here, but it kind of looks like we bypassed or passed this up. and I do not see a link here to actually see the video that we set up. So that was a little bit of a fail on both of our ends, programmers and my own here, just an FYI. So we're going to have to add in a link that you can click on that will take you to your actual video or whatever, whichever one you're doing here. So this video started out at like 52 views. It's sent in 14. I put in 250. It's dropping it every 10 minutes. It drops another video view in. And that's just so the server doesn't get overloaded. I think a way of getting around that, of course, would be to set up more campaigns and of the same video, copy them, clone them, which at the moment, copy clone is not functional on the button. It is built in. We just haven't turned this function on just yet, just an FYI. So if you click clone, it's not going to happen at the moment. But everything else is rocking on this. So anyways, I think that's the way to do it, is to clone it, and then you could have more views coming in faster if that was something you want to do. But 10 minutes in between the views, I think that's pretty good. And I'm just saying that because that's running on all the servers that we have for Kraken, which at the moment is, let's see here, we have 25 per 50, 75 servers right now on Kraken. And of course, we'll be adding more as time allows and, as we go forward. I think I have 140 servers waiting in the wings just to see as we manage this and watch this right now for what it's doing for everybody. Different campaigns that are running, etc. So video campaigns are rocking, rolling the whole 9 yards. So one thing I didn't do in here when I set this one up was adding likes in and comments. Now the individual VPSs that I have running on the mobile phones is running about 4 different YouTube profiles per VPS. So we've got around 350 profiles, 350 accounts per VPS at the moment. We'll be adding a lot more in and more channels in the future, but it's a hell of a lot better than what we had within the Kraken setting up here. So you will get likes, you will get subscribes, you'll get all sorts of other things. Coming in, hopefully before the next Mastermind will probably be a new tab here. I think it'll be a new tab. It may just be part of the campaign. We'll have to see how the programmers decide to put this in here, but you'll have the option of choosing a lot of likes, subscribes from YouTube, Facebook, shares, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, Reddit. I'm really like the upvotes on Reddit. And the reason why I'm looking at doing the Reddit upvotes and why I think this will be so helpful on so many different levels is you could set up a campaign for a Reddit post that you set up with your video embed, and you could send in then a campaign of Reddit upvotes of say like 140 Reddit upvotes, getting like 10 or 15 a day. That would be great because that's pushing your Reddit up, right? There's another idea behind this, and I'm really big right now into the Google News. I'm building that whole Viper News network. And so, yeah, Brian, hang on a second, buddy. So on this with the Google News, you can really get a lot of traffic off of Reddit. And I've found out that doing this correctly, I can really generate a lot of traffic coming off for my news sites. So this is one of the things I really want to test out, is creating a Reddit share and then sending in, a bunch of likes, a bunch of Reddit shares and whatnot, and seeing what that does and driving my traffic up, which would be really, really awesome. Brian, this was a direct message to me. Set up 4 campaigns. Okay, so if you set up any campaigns before today, they were all deleted last night. So any campaigns you had yesterday, they are gone out of the system. Now, the nice thing is that you were not charged any credits. No credits are being charged at the moment. We don't have the credits connected just yet, even though it says it on the back end. Now, I told the programmers today they are charging 1 credit per view. And I said, guys, we got to change this to 1 credit for every 100 views is what we had within the regular Viper. So they're going to update the prices. But at the moment, you're probably going to see some sticker shock when it comes to checkout. And it says, okay, you've got 500 views, you're going to lose 500 credits. No, I don't think at the moment, I don't think it's actually subtracting any credits since it's not connected to your wallet. But once it is, it will subtract it, just an FYI. So hopefully we'll have that fixed today where your wallet's connected to it and the prices will be changed correctly. That's my hope. But at the moment, it's not charging you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So it will run. Absolutely. It will absolutely run. Your campaigns will run. It'll tell you what you're going to be charged, but at the moment, you're not getting charged for it. Just an FYI. So you can go in there and set up your campaigns. It's not like before on the other Viper. When we launched that and it wasn't connected to the wallet, it would not allow you to submit the campaigns. You totally can today. So let's go ahead and get a campaign going. So let's go in. We'll set up Viper demo category. Let's say nada. Let's do 75 views on this. We're going to hit next. We'll choose mobile. Next. I'm going to skip the scheduler and I'm going to go to next. Okay. Now there's several different ways here that you can do this. Actually, there's more than several. There's about 10,000 different combinations here that you can set up. Now, if that's not overwhelming, I don't know what is. The sky is the limit once you get to this part. When you get here, you can set up any combination any way that you want. You can make this as long as you want. At the moment, we don't have a limitation put in. There's no reason to set up a command with 750. Don't do it. It's not going to run. Or if it's going to run, it's going to take freaking forever. Okay, so think about what a max campaign would be that you want to do. A max campaign should not be more than 50 commands. I think that's a reasonable ask. 30 commands, probably typical. That's correct, Yondo. So no drip. But there could be a built-in drip like the programmers did with video. They didn't tell me that ahead of time. So that wasn't something that they told me. I had no clue that they had put that in. So there could be a built-in, you know, drip thing so you don't blow the system up like a Mach 25 type of campaign. But I don't believe if you don't use scheduler typical, it would just, you know, send in the views as fast as possible. Yeah, or a wait command. Exactly. So let's say you go into browser. You can go in the browser here. The first thing that I recommend doing is I recommend going to browser and clicking on change location. And for, you know, to name your command, I recommend naming your commands. And the reason why I recommend this is because if you just set up a bunch of commands, you're not going to know what the fuck you set up. Excuse my French. Okay, you're going to get lost in here. You're going to set up a bunch of commands and you're going to be like, what in the hell did I just set up? Because you're not going to know. You're honestly not going to know. When you've set up 40 or 50 commands, you're going to look at this shit and go, oh my God, what did I just do? But if you name it, name this number 1 or whatever you want to do. We're going to name this one change location. Before search. Okay, so we're going to put this in here. You can drag and drop if you'd like. So let's say we want to go into Washington, D.C. Hold down the control button, zoom in, right? So let's say we want to go into D.C., the cesspot of this nation and world. And we want to go down to right here. Okay. And we're going to click in here. Okay, so we clicked in here. We've now got this right here. Okay, so I'm going to copy that. So I double clicked in there. I've now got this latitude, longitude. I am going to zoom up just a little bit. I'm going to go down. I'm going to click on my coordinates here. I'm going to click on add. Actually, I don't really like that right there. Let me see if I can do it without the parentheses.
Mike, that's the center point, is it, of the radius?
It's what?
Is that the center point of the radius?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep, that's correct. So you could drop this in here like this or right here. Okay, delete those out. Now, there's several different ways you could do this. You could have the radius sit in here, and we're going to add an actual radius button in that would allow you to choose, okay, let's say a radius of 45 miles or whatever, and it will do it. But if you really want to drill this down, which would be like a real estate person or someone marketing to that video I put out the other day on selling HVAC to older communities on a beach, where, you know, the salt water is going to be deteriorating the HVAC units. Typical life is 16 years on an HVAC unit. You can sometimes get more depending on the location, but if you're out by the beach on the older units, they typically start to die around the 10-year mark, at least in my experience when I was in HVAC. Now, I've not been in HVAC for about 10 years, so that may have changed, maybe new machines, whatever. But you could really, really, really drill it down here, and you could target very specific commands. You could target very specific locations right here. You could drop your address in. You could say, okay, I want to search for this address. Click search, boom, find it. And then, you know, just have it automatically, it would automatically pull in local areas around here. Or you could add in your own like this, you know, and have it go around and do a particular search. So you can really drill it down. So the first thing I recommend doing is setting up your location. That's the very first thing when you set up a command, if you're wanting to do a very specific location. Now, you can actually change your location multiple times in here. And I'm not sure why you would want to do that. It depends, I guess, on your type of niche, without drilling in and being really scientific. But we allow you to create the most in-depth surgical campaign, if you want to call it that, that you want. Like I said, the sky is the limit. You can come in here and really drill down your campaigns to do anything that you want. So let's say that you change your location, you go back, you say, okay, for the browser, okay, you go back on your website. Nope, not website, Google. I will get this down pat eventually. And let's say you want to do a Google search or a Google My Business search. So Google My Business has this now. Hey, shop phone. My phone was trying to find it. GMB link you'd put in, your website link, the keywords. Make sure when you put your keywords in, because today, oh, yeah. I was looking at the Kraken. Someone ran a campaign for, oh God, what is the name of that thing? Like plant, whatever for feet. It was a foot problem. So someone in here, I don't know if they're in the mastermind today, but someone was running a campaign for foot problems. And they took it, then when they set up their keywords in their campaign, they set it up like the old Vipers. And they used commas. Thank you. Thank you, Kenny. They set up with commas in between, and they just dumped all their keywords in here and hit add. So this is different. Keywords separated does not work the same way on the old Viper like it did with the old Viper. New Kraken, you got to do one keyword at a time. Hate to tell you that, but you can add in up to 25 keywords per campaign total. That's overall all of your campaign. Okay, if you're doing one search here, another search somewhere else, just keep that in mind. 25 keywords for your entire campaign. Okay. So don't do the comma in between because it does not work the same way. This is what it looked like when I showed my programmers this, and we had a shared laugh. I was like, okay, guys, we gotta fix this stuff here. Okay, so this is how it was searching within Google. Hill pane, plantar pane, runner's foot. Okay, so 4 keywords. That's how it was searching because the person put commas in between and they didn't set up their campaign like they should have. Just an FYI. So that was something problematic.
Okay, Michael. So you add that one keyword as a function, just a function for that GMB search, and then you go back, you save that, and you go back and you add another one. Is that correct?
No. You would do it right here. Just click add.
Oh, you just add there. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So see,
Okay,
and then you
Yeah,
can just
right.
add, as many in here as you want, right?
got it.
And then, if you enter a duplicate or however you want, you can just delete them out just like this. And the same thing for
Okay,
the Google
so-
search.
So,
You know?
so once again, it's you're taking the gross number of searches. You're applying some sort of factor to that, and then et cetera, like we normally do before.
That's correct.
Yeah, for the search one.
Yeah, exactly. Now, if you do enter them as a mass campaign, like Yondo is asking, yes, it would be totally different. It would just boom, upload them all and, inputs them in the correct way. So you could do that as a mass campaign.
Hey, Michael, for the mass campaigns, are you gonna roll around to that, or is there like a template CSV we could look at?
We do. We
Okay.
have a template created. So I'll be uploading that Excel file and then we'll, allow you to upload that and put it in.
Fantastic. Is there a way, like, I'm assuming there's a lot of custom recipes we can be building. And from there, is there a way to export a template file that matches that? So then we can kind of copy the data entry if we wanted to run that several times on a mass level with a
I
specific recipe?
don't think so. I don't think we have that feature yet, but we can.
Okay, cool.
We can do that. Yeah.
Just
And
asking.
the saving of the recipes is not yet in here yet as a function, and the sharing of recipes not yet functional, but it will be. It definitely will be. Now, something else to keep in mind here is if you want to do bounce outs, I recommend doing a bounce out before you do the search. So for the bounce search, you could do this, add in bounce search, pop in the keywords you want to do. The website link, I believe, is the way the programmers built this. I believe this is your website link, so it avoids it. If that's my understanding correctly from the programmers, I think this is to avoid your website. But before you use the bounce, let me just confirm it with them, because what they may have done is they may have put it in. We talked about two different ways. They may have put it in that you put it in your competitor's URL that you really hate, like Holly. And I'm joking, but let's say you put in, your competitor's URL and say, okay, I want to bounce it 50 times. Give them both a big middle finger right there, and then you bounce out their website 50 times or whatever. So let me just confirm with the programmers if that's the correct way they've set it up. I think the way that I told them was put in your URL, so it avoids your URL. It does 3 bounces, it searches through, the first 2 pages or the first page of Google, and then you can drop that in there. So you add in your keywords, bounce search, close, and then you can put that in there.
We're going to want that certified in writing, Michael.
Do what?
We're going to want that certified in writing. We wouldn't want to. Oh, Michael! All of Michael's customers bombed their own accounts.
Exactly. So do your Google search, pop in your thing right here. So we'll do again, custom name, Google search. We'll do first, right? So we type in first keyword, bum and account, website link, HTTPS. Okay, first, we're going to search first 3 pages of Google for this. I'm going to click on save. Okay, adds it in here. Boom, we're looking for it now. So we've changed our location. We add our search in here. And now once we do our search, we're looking for that website. So once it finds the website, then what we want to do, let's see if we got it right here. Okay, we want it to read on the website. We want it to watch the embedded link. So if we have an embedded video on first page or wherever on the page, you'll find it. We want to watch embedded link. The next thing that we want to do is we want to go back to browser. and we want it to wait on here 3 minutes. Okay, so we're going to do a 3-minute wait. So it's going to spend 3 minutes cruising around on that website. So it's going to read on the website, watch the embedded video. It's going to wait about 3 minutes on there in between here. And see, this is fully draggable, which is neat. So you can say, okay, I want it to do the search, go to the website. I want it to wait 3 minutes. While it's waiting, I want it to read. I want it to watch the embedded video. Then the next thing I want it to do is I want it to take a screenshot. Okay, now it's on that website. It's going to screenshot it. Next thing I want it to do, it's just for kicks and giggles. I'd like it to refresh because I don't know why the hell, why not, right? So we do refresh. While we're here, we're going to have it find and follow a link. So from this link, you can send it anywhere that you want. So you could have it click on a Twitter, on a Pinterest, on another page, maybe a location page. And it's going to search through the site until it finds that link. And when it finds that link, it's going to go directly to that link at that point. So if you had it going off to another blog or a Tumblr post or whatever you want, then it will go off and do that. Okay, so Matt, what does it do while it's waiting? It will surf around the site for 3 minutes. So it's going to be scrolling along. It's going to look just like a person. It's going to move through the site. It's going to be clicking on different pages. It's going to be going through just like a person that's interested in your website. Possibly clicking on the contact us page towards the end of its journey. It's going to be cruising through each of the pages, doing its thing. If it's watching an embedded video, it's going to do that. That's what it's going to do for 3 minutes. So it's not going to just sit there, not doing anything at all. It's going to look like an active human being.
So why do you need to put in read on website and watch embedded video as well as wait?
So for that, I'm just telling it, okay, I want it to read. So you say, okay, I want it to spend 3 minutes on here, but also while it's here, I want it to read on the website, because if not, it could just sit there. If you don't tell it a direction, so you want to make sure that you say, okay, I want it to read on the website. So it's going to go through and read. I want it to watch an embedded video. And then I want it to go off and do a particular link.
Okay, so the order is important.
That's right.
You first do wait.
Absolutely,
and then you
especially
put some...
exactly, especially on that. Now the other thing is that it's all using the mobile phones and the mobile browser. So make sure you do a screenshot, because it looks real, looks legit, right? To take a screenshot with your phone.
Hey Mike, can I ask a question?
Yeah, Merlino.
I got here late, but I heard you just say that it could dwell time for up to a half hour. Did you say that?
No, I didn't.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna say that's a hell of a long time for a proxy not to reset. That's
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. Hey, I have another question.
Yeah.
I saw here when I hopped on, it said commands, right? And then it showed like Google search, Google Maps. Can you take me to that screen, or will that mess up what you're doing right now?
Yep. Nope. I'll take you over there. So
thanks.
We go back to Google.
Okay, so all right, yeah, right here, Google search, Google Bounce, Google Image, Google Search. So in another area, there's something like for video, for the Google Video tab, for Google News tabs. There's nice. Okay, where's all the options, Mike?
This is actually all that we have added in here right now for this week, right at the launch. But we're adding in those additional options.
Okay, got it. All right, understood. Understood. Nice.
Yep, definitely.
All right.
And it will go. It will go to the other things like Google News. You could put in, I want it to go to this specific link, right? You want it to find the Google News tab, and it will do it.
Yep. No, you should add patch. You should add patch in here if you could, as one of these main things.
Yeah.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, we could definitely do that.
This is looking nice, Mike. Is there any
man.
update? The update is still the same, like Christmas, right? Hopefully, something like that.
For the Google News?
No, for the Kraken.
What update?
Like when will it be
Trying to
available?
launch it now.
Dude, it's available right now, man.
Right now, like I can hang up and go set up a campaign.
Yeah, you can go set up your campaigns, dude.
All right, later.
and it's not
Wait,
gonna
he
charge you any
left?
credits, Merlino. No credit.
He ran away.
Merlino's he's like, fuck that. I'm going off now. See you guys later.
Yeah, I got a couple things, Mike.
Yeah, what's up, Gordon?
So one, just some UI stuff that I think small adjustments that will be very helpful for everybody. One, if you put a number for the order of those, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like, it's already in a descending list. So logically people will get that. But I know a lot of people, when they're looking at the UI, will be like, what is this doing in what order? And if you had 1, 2, 3, 4 for each of the commands, just on the left, like whatever's in that list would be super helpful. And then on each of those commands, you're entering a value a lot of the time, except for some of the things like, even with the weighting and the reading on website, I'm assuming there's a value you enter, like how long, right?
Yeah.
If you display that value on the command list too, then people can easily clock like what it's doing. Because if I have 2 weight commands, I'm not sure which one is the short one or which one's the long one.
That's
You know what I mean?
That is true.
So if you find a way to just like slip that in there, say, weight, sorry, I've got my kid right now. Any of that stuff, like read on website, you have like the URL or whatever it is that you're putting in the command panel also kind of shows up in the list, would be super great just for helping make sense of what's going on.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. I get it too, dude. Don't worry about the kid, man. That's life. You could add that in there. So that's why I also had the label on the, when you name it here. So when you click on edit and you go in, you name it, change location before search, you could put number 1 up there. So just an FYI for right now, you could label it, for your search right there. Number 1, number 2, read on website. So I do understand on that because it can get confusing. Like I said, when you set this up, it can get really confusing setting up the number of different things. And you can screw it up really quickly if you don't have it labeled when you're dragging and dropping different things. YouTube is along the same line, so you can do everything in here. YouTube, search for a video, follow a link in description, leave a like on a video, subscribe, comment, browser, go to different channels, Vimeo, all of them are in here working. Podcast, if you go to Google Podcast and you drop this in, one thing that you'll notice is it does not have a wait time on here like YouTube. On the YouTube one, if you go back to YouTube and you click on it, it'll say YouTube search for video watch time, 2 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever you have in here. If you go back over to the podcast, it's not going to have that. But the way to do the podcast is, let's say you do Google Podcast. We'll name this one the Podcast 1. Okay, you hit save. And you have that command in here, Podcast 1. The way that you set up the time for that is you go back to the browser and do wait. Let's say you want to spend 8 minutes on that podcast, you would hit save, right? And of course, anytime that you do this, I always recommend doing a screenshot. Screenshot's great. Now, if you want to follow a link on the podcast, I believe this will work the same way, is you would go into on website and you'd click on find and follow this link. So if you have a link on the podcast you'd want to click, this is where you would do it. So you'd hit save once you add in your website there, and you'd say, okay, it's a podcast. We have it on podcast. We have it watching for 7 minutes. We want to take a screenshot while it's on here watching, and we want to find and follow this link and then go to that website.
Michael, does it have to happen then? Does that command have to follow the podcast command?
Which one?
Well, the one you just outlined. To get to the link in the podcast, do you have to have that?
That's right.
Well, so right now, with the way you have it, find and follow link has to follow the podcast, and then it knows that's the link in the podcast.
Exactly. So you want to find that link in the podcast,
Okay.
right? So you would put in the link in the podcast you want to click.
Okay.
So let's say that you have it set up going to your main website. So you could put in the brianmckay.com website, right? And you have it go off the, oops. Okay, you have it go off and find that link within here to find that one. Now, once it goes there, then you could say, okay, now I know it's clicked on the Brian McKay. Now I want it to read on my website again. because now it's on my main website. I want it to read on there. And I would also like it now at this point to take a screenshot of my website. I'd like it to refresh because maybe it looks frozen or whatever. You're making Google think that, okay, we're refreshing it here. Then you could tell them, okay, I want it to wait on my website for 2 minutes while we're doing the reading, whatnot. So, you know, it knows, okay, spend 2 minutes on that site doing the read. So it's reading it for about 2 minutes. And then you could say, okay, I want it to go on that website and I want it to find and follow another link. Now you could set this up starting out on your IFTTT network on tier 5, and you could follow it backwards and have it go through every single tier, following all the way up to your main website.
Okay.
You know, so these are completely customized campaigns. So once you guys get in there, set up your campaigns as much as you want, adding in where you want it to go. If something doesn't work, we'll take a look at the logic and we'll figure it out. And we'll make sure that everything is running smoothly the way that it should be doing.
Hey, Michael, I have a question on that.
Yeah.
All right, so if I wanted to on the other one, the Viper, we would do a direct search, right? Or direct non-search. I forgot what that check mark was. So I do a find and follow link, then I could do it finds that link, and then I do a read, and then I do find and follow link to follow the link
That's
within
right.
that website. And
That's
then
right.
and then I could I'm just asking because I know Daryl for all the local search properties, he recommends a little post. So that could be an easy recipe right there just for the post. Just send like a few views. Keep those things
Exactly.
like, oh, nice.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
That's
And
an
you could
easy one. I mean, it's like 4 steps probably right there, right?
Yeah, yeah, and just a few clicks and you could set it up however you want.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah.
I was just looking at the YouTube, and if you could can you just open up the YouTube there for
Sure.
a second? I had a couple of questions on that. So, so on the subscribe part, I noticed that on the current, Video Viper, the subscriptions are kind of low. That may be, obviously the amount of people, but do you have an answer for that with your new system? Do you have new accounts and things like that are going to subscribe?
It's going to be low on the regular Kraken here because we only have about
Okay.
320 accounts. However, when we
Okay.
add in the social media system, hopefully next week, like I said before, the next Mastermind, that one is going to be quite possibly an unlimited number of subscribes that you could get. You could
Okay.
very well reach your 1,000 subscribes pretty easily. So that could very well happen. Now it's going to be a dripped. I think we're going to limit it to about 10 subscribes that you could get per day, just so it doesn't overload the system.
Mhm.
But when that happens, I think we're going to, like I said, limit it on the campaigns of 10 per day max. But you should be getting a lot of different subscribes. We're going to have to test that out once we get it in, but it's going to open up your ability to get a lot of likes, subscribe, shares from a huge number of accounts.
Okay, so now on the follow link in the description, so we would just keep adding. If we had 5 links in the description we wanted to hit, we would just add that function. So it's 1 link per function for, like making the recipe. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. So on Tumblr, if you go to Tumblr, you've got follow, like, all that stuff. What do you got? Leave a like, follow an account. So follow an account. Are you pulling? So you've got a bunch of Tumblr accounts attached to the Kraken?
I do. We have, let's see here, every account that we created right now, we created them off the same Gmail account. So at the moment we have about 320 bloggers, 320 Tumblrs.
Okay.
And actually we have a lot more than that, but that's the max number that we've been able to add into the Kraken. We have probably close to 4,000 Tumblrs, Google's, WordPress's, the whole 9 yards. But at the moment, Kraken's only allowed us to add in 320.
Okay, so before, so we go back to the original screen. You have the number of searches in the first screen, on the input screen, and so that would be the number of follows. If you clicked on follow an account, every time it ran that campaign, every time it ran it, you get a follow. So if you had 5 searches or 5, campaigns, you get 5 follows from different
That
accounts.
should be correct. Yes.
Something, it's supposed to run like that.
Yes.
Right? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Is there a click a link function for Tumblr in a post?
That would be, you would have to use the external on browser here,
Okay,
on
okay.
website, and you would have to say find and follow link.
fine. Okay, cool. Okay, so we can use that for really
Anything.
Okay, find and follow. Okay,
You could
cool.
use that for YouTube, so it will look in the description, find and follow that link.
Yep. Okay.
And
website.
actually, this one has it right here. Sorry, find and follow link in the description. So
Yeah, that's for YouTube, but for things that what about Twitter? What do you got going on with Twitter?
So on Twitter, we have, let's see, leave a like on tweet, retweet, leave a comment, follow an account, search on Twitter.
Okay, so for a Twitter moment, we use the website function. Is that
That's correct. Yeah. And then put in the Twitter moment link and then tell it back to on website and say find and follow a link.
Find, yes, okay, find and follow. Got it. And then what's the so we could add the on that.
So if you were wanting to go to a
Twitter moment, and then
if you
we
want
could
to go
add
to a
a
Twitter,
video.
if you're wanting to go to a Twitter moment, I would do first thing I would do is go to Google. I would do a Google search. I'd put in your command, your keyword. I'd put the Twitter moment URL here, number of pages you want to search. And if it doesn't find it in the search, it'll go directly to it. So more than likely, it'll probably go directly to it unless you've got it indexed. So once you've got it going directly to it, then you'd go back to on the website and you would say, okay, find and follow a link. And you would have it on the Twitter moment. Look for that link on the Twitter moment.
Okay, and then if you've got a video embedded on the Twitter moment, you would add watch embedded video.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Sticking to embeds, how will we do a embed on the site to click the link inside the embed? Is that a,
I think that's an option that's coming out.
got it?
Yeah, I've told the programmers because a lot of Google embeds, you could embed like 5 or 6 different things within there. So I've told them to allow us to put in the embed code and then the specific URL within there that they can click. So that was one of the updates I asked them for about a month ago. That's actually what slowed this down is they were ready to release about a month and a half ago, and I added in 30 additional things I wanted. So my fault. Yeah, so extra programming time was definitely on moi on that one.
Shame.
Yeah, terrible, right? The other thing is, remember to use your keyword analyzer if you're questioning, how many searches you should send in for your city. So if you're not sure how many searches you should have for your city for that particular location, put in your keyword location, hit add, use that incredibly bad misspelled calculate stats button, and it will calculate based on the city or location, town, part of the world, wherever the hell it is. And it will tell you how many, searches you should send in.
Cool.
Just an FYI.
So Michael, with the with all the social stuff, the subscribe and follow and like and all that kind of stuff, where if I did my insights, where does it say that most of these likes and subscribers and followers, what location are they going to be from? Are they gonna be in the United States? Are they gonna be overseas? Where are they? Where does it? So if the client looks and says, why do I have all these people from Brazil that are keep liking my images?
That's a good question. I do not have an answer for that yet,
Okay.
but as soon as I do, I will find out for you.
I would think wherever the accounts are supposedly registered, the social media accounts are registered at. But I
That's
don't know.
right. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll have to see, because we are using for the majority of those big ones, the second add-in is full disclosure here. We are going to API in a third-party system that's going to be providing all of those additional follows, likes, subscribes, the whole 9 yards. So that is not coming directly from Viper. We're going to be using our accounts, but the majority is going to be a third-party API system. I don't have millions of accounts, just an FYI. But I thought that would be a really neat add-on to be able to put in there for people that were wanting to get followers, Instagram followers, add in a lot of likes, subscribes, the whole 9 yards. So I'm hoping that we can pull this off and make it look really good and, really add that in. Wow, dashboard, that's even misspelled. That's terrible. I just want you guys to know that that was not me. That was definitely the Bosniaks over there, the Bosnians. I made a mistake and referred to my programmers as Serbs, and they absolutely hit the roof last week. I accused them of being Serbian. They were ready to blow my house up. Just an
They
FYI.
were probably ready to take out the Kraken and. hold
They
it
were,
hostage
they
until
were,
you
they were
apologized.
they were very insulted, and had to make some serious apologies. My bad, guys. My bad. All
Hey,
right. let me-
Michael, on the find and follow again, back to that one, since it looks like it's gonna be one of the commands that's gonna be used a lot. So that takes away from even having to add like a blacklist, or when we go check off, this is a Google map or a Tumblr. Remember, we had to check, it would help the bot know, hey, this is a Twitter. So that edit completely, that's eliminated. They'll take care of all of that already.
It should, yes.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Which is definitely going to be nice. So let's say that you're done with it. So let's say we set up this crazy campaign. We hit next. This is what the checkout looks like. Total credits not available. Programmers must have been in here already messing around with it. I think they were. So you would hit done, success, make sure you name your campaign, and then you can click on it and see it here. So since I didn't name it, it's not going to be clickable, right? But it tells you when it started. It'll give you your progress bar as you're going through it. And if you hit delete, it really does delete it, just an FYI. There's not a, are you sure you want to delete this? If you hit delete, at least at the moment, it is gone. And there is no coming back from that. So just be really careful when you're hovering around, especially with the copy button here. Make sure your mouse is over the copy button and not the delete button. We can restore, but I would prefer not to. I think it was it? Oh gosh, what was that guy's name? Was it Brock? No, Brett. Brett. Hang on a sec. This is good. Just a moment.
Merlino? guy?
No, it wasn't Merlino.
No, not Merlino, Brett.
Yeah, it was. Hang on a sec. Go back here. Share. Okay. So y'all see my screen, right? I'm on the right screen.
Yep.
Good. Because if you're seeing my secret shit, then we got a problem. All right. So you guys, so many windows open over here. I'm just making sure I'm not showing all my other stuff. All right. So let's say we go to create campaign. We're going to call this Merlino's pirate treasure I can spell. All right, so we're going to send in 250 views, dropped out between everything. Mobile, we're going to skip out on the calendar. Okay, so let's say that we want to do your search. So we're going to do browser. Frick. Okay, we're going to do Google. I'm going to get this down pat, I swear. Okay, Google search. And we're going to have it search for twitter.com keyword.
Yeah, put Nike. Just put Nike, right?
Yep.
And then put twitter.com/Nike. If you want to do like an actual, we don't have to, I'm pretty sure that's their Twitter handle. Yeah, perfect.
All right, so
Beyond that, we'd have to go do some investigation. I just want to know how to do it, how to stack them.
yep, definitely, man. So let's say that you put this in, right? And you put it in
Yep.
Nike, it's looking for the Nike. Okay. So once it goes to the Nike here, you're going to tell it to, first off, don't forget.
Oh, all right, forget it. I already know. I thought if I clicked back there, it would totally start the whole campaign. Okay. So just click back, go add whatever you want, stack it. All right, I understand now. Thank you.
That's right, man. Yep. So just stack them in just like that. So you should be able to do up to 50 commands.
Hey,
Probably
quick question though.
Yeah.
I did a test of like 2 searches a day, like a brand, just messing around, and it came out to like 270 credits. I haven't set up campaigns in a while, but that seems like a lot for one campaign.
Dude, you missed that. You missed out earlier, man. I told the programmers update the prices. It's supposed to be 100 views for 1 credit, but the way they did it was 1 credit per view.
Okay, because I was like, damn, this seems high. I was like, shit, I didn't even stack nothing up yet. All right, no doubt. So just set it up. Don't worry about credits.
That's right.
All
Yeah,
right,
at
copy
least
that.
not yet until you see the credits added in there. But right now it's not charging. It may tell you that it's going to charge a bunch, but it's not taking anything out of your account. And also
Right.
make sure that you use your change location if you're wanting to do a location-based search. And any of the other things like the screenshots,
Yo, let me
all
just
that.
give everybody a little heads up, right? So obviously, so whatever proxy Mike's system is using, we still need to change location, right? You need to change that geo up. Don't play yourself, number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, just my opinion. I haven't tested this, so just saying, I would not go crazy with screenshots because not so many people are taking screenshots, right? So if you send in a decent amount of traffic and a high percentage is taking screenshots, that might be a footprint you might not want. I don't know. Mike, have you tested that at all? Probably not yet, right?
Not yet.
All right, copy that. But I would just tell everybody heed on the side of caution or whatever that saying is.
Yeah, and also right now on screenshots, they're not reporting back. It's given this right here. We do know about the bug, and they're fixing it. The other thing is that coming out soon will be the campaign active monitoring, and that will show you exactly where the Viper is at that moment in the campaign.
And that's what we need, baby.
Yep.
Woo.
So you'll be able to
Love
see
it.
where it is, what's going on, the commands. You'll be able to share your recipes
In real
download-
time?
In real
In
time.
real time or like
Real
a
time.
1 second delay or something?
Should be.
Nice. That's
Yep.
super
So-
nice. So are you saying now, hold on a minute, very specifically, I could set up 1 campaign, just 1, set it to run, sit there and watch it.
You
Make
should be able
sure
to.
make sure it completes and move on with my day, knowing that campaign is set, no matter how complicated it is.
Exactly. And if
Hey,
you
I got
have-
an idea. Sorry to cut you off, Bo.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Yeah, that's all
So
right, man.
it would be fucking amazing if you could add to these campaign or to the end of a campaign before you say yes, charge me the credits and go live, a test feature, like test campaign, and it'll run out and try to run the actual thing and tell you completed or incomplete, something's broken. I don't know if that'd be too complicated, but that'd be really nice.
It's really complicated because it's
Okay.
to try to pull it from the server, even to get the active campaign monitoring here. It's been a major pain in the ass because there's so many different servers, so many different IPs, and trying to pull from the IP, and we've had a lot of issues. So even with the screenshots here on Google Drive, we're having issues, pulling screenshots and things like that from a particular IP and whatnot. So It's definitely a lot.
Couldn't you just set it up just to do one view? And then eventually duplicate that, and after you've seen it go through everything, then duplicate that recipe and then do 100 views after you've known that it's gone through everything.
We've tried that as well, but because of the way that the whole delivery system is, we found a lot of F ups. It's a complicated system. Yeah. It's really complicated. The programmers were getting really testy with me the other day. They're pretty burned out, I think, and tired on this at the moment. But they told me it's over 100,000 different commands in the Kraken that they've had to program in.
So Mike,
Yo,
I missed the beginning, and I'm not trying to be a ball buster,
no,
right?
no, go
If
for it,
anything,
dude.
you're my friend, and I don't want you to go through a nightmare with support and shit like that, right? So this shit is gonna be a little complicated for some people, but more importantly, even for people that get it, like I get it. I set up a bunch of campaigns, right? Some of them are not working, let's say. I didn't know this, or there's a bug, right? Or the program, Google updated this and the Google, whatever it is. Are we at like with respect, right? Not, we're not paying for credits till all this is figured out, or is it like
You're
right,
paying
the
for
credits
credits as soon as we connect it.
as soon as you connect it? Okay, so here's my suggestion, right? If people start setting up these things and they don't know if they're working, that's going to be a big ass headache. So just what is and I don't know what the solution is, but how do we know if it's working? Run it,
You'll be
run
able
it,
to
right? So
see,
you
yeah, run
set
it.
it up and then watch it and then question if something is wrong, can we edit it and then fix it and it'll go, or we have to delete that campaign,
I
pay
think
for
you
more
should be able
credits?
to pause it, edit it, fix it, and then continue to run it.
Okay, because if not, then it'd be effed up, right? If we have to like
Yep.
lose out
Yeah,
all
then
them
you just
credits, set
email
it up
support,
again.
man, and we'll
Okay.
refund credits and the whole 9 yards.
Okay, I'm more worried about the edit. Nobody here I think is worried about credits. F that. We just worried about
Yeah.
if we don't set it up right, can we go in and fix that
Yeah,
URL to that
yep,
URL?
nope.
Okay,
Yep.
beautiful.
Or you could even clone it, edit that, and then do whatever at that
Okay.
point. Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah, we want to make this as easy as possible, man.
Yo, no, hell yeah, Mike. So when you gonna give us you and your developers recipes that I know y'all got?
As soon as we can make sure that is unbuggy, because it is buggy as shit right now.
Oh, the shareability shit.
Yeah, the
Okay.
shareability.
But that's gonna be so sick though. Oh my god.
Yeah, the programmers actually, we did a test on the share, and it accidentally sent me the code for the Kraken. I went, well, that's wonderful. Let's not do that shit again.
Yeah, let's not share that much.
Exactly. That was another issue that we had with the screenshots is we found that when people were able to go to the server screenshots, they were able to hack into the Kraken. So that had to be changed to Google Drive, if you can imagine. Yeah.
So we're
And,
gonna have
just-
Merlino's branded search recipe.
Yeah. Yeah. Merlino's branded. Exactly. Yeah, Merlino. People were saying, hey, shut up, Merlino. Let's just continue on with your test campaign on Nike Twitter. So
My fault.
they can
My
see
bad.
everything that you're doing, man.
Listen, I brain drained you. I got everything I want. Gordon to be proud.
That's great.
Yep.
Aaron, direct message. If I want to buy another subscription so I can subcut, I would do it tonight, man, because tonight platinum price is changing at midnight from $550 a month to $700 a month, just an FYI. So whatever level you're at, Aaron, email me and I'll match that one if you want to buy another account at that level that you're currently at, which I think is lower than that one.
Bose.
Yo.
I have one other request, please.
What's up, dude?
You have my personal Skype address.
Yep.
There's a file that I need. I need it like now, hopefully. Not later, not tomorrow. Hopefully nowish. Please. I need that bulk upload sample spreadsheet. Please just drop it for everybody. Don't we deserve that?
What book upload sample?
Can we bulk upload campaign?
Oh, you mean
template.
bulk?
The
Bulk.
template.
The
The
template.
CSV.
You know
Yeah,
what?
yeah.
I haven't tested it yet, man. Not the
Oh,
latest
it's
one.
okay,
So
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right, my bad.
As
Bro,
soon
you
as-
know we need that. I know your developers are tight and stuff. I would highly suggest, and maybe everybody in here could come up with $5 each and give them a little bonus, little something, because we need that CSV upload like ASAP.
Yeah,
Hold
get
up.
a tip jar, man. Put up a tip jar online.
Get
We
a
put
tip
money
jar
in
for
it.
the developer. We all
forget
been
the
waiting
tip
for
jar,
Kraken.
man. Just get them vodka. That's all they want. Vodka.
Listen, I'll buy them all. How many developers is it before I put my foot in my mouth? But I get them a bottle of vodka, all of them. Like, let's get them right. But after they get the CSV upload working, not before.
Yeah, we actually just hired another programmer. So we got another front end programmer that's now working on GMB Vipers. So if you see GMB Viper change on looks in the next couple of days, weeks, it's because of that new guy in here. So once he passes that test, then we'll start to revamp the portal and everything else. So yeah. And you'll notice on the portal next to the Kraken Viper, it says the Viper Google News Network. So that is rolling out good. I gotta tell you what, my Google News sites are getting improved really fast. Much faster than I was expecting, to be perfectly honest with you. So that's a good thing.
So Mike, when it comes to UI and stuff, I got some crazy ideas to help you become, because you are, in my opinion, you got the most powerful CTR tool for sure. Like, you've been in there thinking about it, you put the most money into it, it's got the most options. And you've done a lot of work on UI and user friendliness, but if you can bridge that gap between making it so a total newbie can come in and just play with it and figure out a campaign real quick and make it easy to change stuff up, you have so many more platinum members. I would think people would be all over it. Have you ever heard of a tool called Funnel Flux before?
Mm-mm.
It's a kind of like a I would say affiliate like traffic tool, but mostly for paid, right? So typically in the past, if you were running paid traffic and you were doing a bunch of things, they were like, you could set up your own server and organize your traffic going through different landing pages and stuff, right? And that used to be all kind of just in a rough looking dashboard and all this stuff. And then this dude came out with a tool called Funnel Flux, where you had like an actual like little editor, right? So you'd be like, traffic comes in here and you drag it and connect it to this piece. And you're like, okay, now you're splitting the traffic between these 3 different landing pages. And you're connecting it here, you're doing this to the traffic at each stage. So you're already halfway there with your ordered list of things to do. But if you got into a position where you could have like a little circle and it drops in, you say, okay, this is where we start. And it does this thing. And then it does this, the next part, but you roll the dice between 1 and 3. And if you get 1, then you go this way. If you get 2 or 3, you go this way. You set your percentages up, because that's what it is. You're trying to mimic natural traffic patterns with as little input as possible on the user's end. Because what Mike and the really badass CTR guys do is they're setting up like crazy numbers of campaigns for one property, because that's what you got to do. You got to mimic all the different traffic patterns. So you got to set up the Tuesday, Thursday with the big traffic spikes or whatever you're going to do. So if you can set up a UI that allows somebody who's not very skilled or talented to be able to quickly deploy a system like that, and even use a recipe from somebody else, you're sitting on money for sure, man. So
that's a good idea. That's a really good idea, Gordon. I think I'll look at something like that in the Kraken. See if I can come up with an easy.
That's like 2 years from now, no big deal, whatever it takes, get it working how you need to now. But in the future, I mean, you'd be on top, no doubt.
Yeah, an easy button type of thing. Like, okay, here's the surgical form, here's Kraken, easy done or something like that. Kraken the order or whatever. Yeah, that's a great idea, man.
100%. And then you could even do your own done for you service at the other side of the door, just on the back end of the program, hire some VAs and start selling CPR.
Yeah, I've had a lot of people ask me that, but I'll be honest with you, man. The only reason why I haven't done it is amount of time. It's even with my VAs, because now I've got I've got 17 VAs and geez, I don't have enough. I really don't have enough. That's silly to say, but
Yeah.
it's just not enough time. It's not enough time. But thank you. That's a really, really good suggestion. I really like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting lots of people over on Skype sending me messages. Gordon is definitely right. Okay. Oh, that was Eli. Eli's yep, private messages too. So thank you, Gordon. I really appreciate that.
My pleasure, man.
All right, let's hear Merlino. Add a random button and allow to add multiple URLs. Good when they're on consult. Yep. If it done for you, yep. James H. That's great. Do we have Tall Paul in here? I haven't seen Tall Paul in like 3 weeks. He's freaking me out. Getting worried about that guy. Anybody seen is he in here? I don't see his name. Oh, never mind. I see Tall Paul down there. Awesome, Tall Paul. Welcome. Yeah, never log in again. Okay, so I think I'm gonna close out the live version of this. So for those that are watching the replay that I just got online, it's really ingenious. Yeah, it's terrible for me to even say this. So since I need to get my replays up, but for the love of all things holy, I'm gonna get this video up, especially
Hey,
since we
Mike.
did all the walkthroughs. Hang on a second, Merlino. And we're going to close this out on the live call, but hang around. We're going to do after party here since Merlino's out by his pool. And let's rock and roll. All right, guys. See y'all next week. Enjoy the Kraken. Cheers.